name is Rachel and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing DIY Dollar Tree decor. So I'm really excited to bring these to you. I hope you love them. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first project is aging this tray. Now I saw this tray and thought it was beautiful. It reminded me of vintage items and I absolutely love vintage items. So I thought I would kind of just play that up a little bit. So I just took my gold spray paint and spray painted that as my base coat for this. I wanted it to have a gold look, but more of a brassy type gold, not a shiny bright gold that this was giving me. So in order to achieve that aged look, I needed to have definition. So I sprayed this as my bottom coat and then moved on to the next step. So as you can see here, I'm just taking acrylic black paint and then I'm just coating my paintbrush and then wiping it on. So I started off on the outer rim of this, pushing the paint into those crevices on the raised rim of it, and then I took a dry paper towel and then immediately wiped it off. Now some of that paint is going to remain on there, and that's what we want. We essentially want to create a tarnished look where it looks aged, and for it to dull the shiny bright gold. And so for this project in particular, I really focused heavy on the edges just because I knew I was going to get much more definition there if I kind of put more black paint there. When doing this project though, I would definitely suggest having a wet paper towel on hand just in case to wipe up the paint so it doesn't look as streaky as mine does. But once you're satisfied with the application, give it time to dry and you're all set. So the next project is really easy and it was actually inspired by something that I found on Pinterest. So you'll just need a gold backless frame and some dry florals in order to DIY this. So you'll just have to start off by removing the paper piece on the actual glass. And it's stuck there with some adhesive, so you're going to have to wipe it off. Now, in order to get that off completely, what I used was warm water and soap. And when that didn't work, I actually used the tip of using nail polish remover to get off that excess stickiness. And once that's wiped down and dry, you can move on to the next step. So I started off by unraveling my dried flowers and deciding how much or how little I wanted to put into the frame. I did a combination of the two colors because I thought it was very fitting for the upcoming fall season. So once they were cut to size, you want to lay them down on the glass and kind of just arrange them the way you like. And in this case, I would say less is more, and it actually helps in the assembly process if you don't put a lot of florals in. So to assemble it back together, I simply took the back plate and put it on top, and then took the frame and slowly tried to slide it in under the prongs. Probably the simplest DIY ever, but I love the way it turned out. The last project of today is taking this Dollar Tree vase and making it a little bit more high-end. So I love the fluted look of this, but I didn't like the color combination, so I decided to spray paint it a white. I love using white in particular. It's a great neutral that goes with a lot of different decor, and so I thought this would be a great combination for the style that I have in my home. Once it was done drying though, I realized it needed something else, so I decided to take this twine and create a little tassel for it. So to create a tassel, I'm simply wrapping the twine around my hand 25 times, and then I am sliding those loops off of my hand. After cutting the twine piece that was still attached to the roll, I then used the end piece to then create a tie on the top of my loop. So simply thread it through the loop and double tie it. And you want to make sure that the ends of these are long enough that you can tie it to something else. After this, what you want to do is take the twine again and then make another cut. So taking a long enough string, what we're going to do is actually create a head about 1/4 of the way down from the top and then tie the string around that. Next, what you want to do is flip it around and cut the loops open at the bottom. I tried my best to cut in the center of it so that it was even. However, I did realize that my tassel was a tad too long for this vase, so I ended up cutting the fringe much shorter than I originally planned on. So after cutting it, I ended up with a small tassel like this instead. Lastly, it was time to tie it around the vase. So I simply wrapped the ends around the vase completely and glued them down so they wouldn't move. Lastly, I just added some florals to give it a complete look. For the DIY Dollar Tree decor today. I hope you loved it. And if you want to see more DIY Dollar Tree decor, definitely make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're not subscribed here to this channel, it is a fairly new channel that I have recently started again. So my goal with this channel is to support the people who really love DIY but just don't know where to start. So I am a firm believer that DIY is for everyone, and here we are keeping things simple for everyone to actually accomplish DIYs. So if you love DIY and you are one of those people who are looking for beginner-friendly DIYs, definitely make sure you subscribe and you hit that little notification bell so you're in the know when I post again. But I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!